proud to serve northeastern and central Pennsylvania. This is WNEP 16, the news station. Now, Nolan Johannes, Karen Harch, pilot Jack Rulin in Skycam 16, chief meteorologist Tom Clark, and Joe Zone on sports. This is Newswatch 16.
Good evening. The big rigs are banned on a road that some call a death trap.
And the ban is considered a victory for the people in Center County who have been complaining for years. From now on, it's against the law to drive a more than 10-ton truck on Route 144 over Center Mountain. Newswatch 16's Dan Fiorucci says it's all to save lives.
Yes, no warnings. I think they've been warned enough.
The word went out from State Police Barracks. Heavy trucks driving Route 144 on Center Mountain were to be pulled over and ticketed immediately.
You can't come this way no more. Well, because I'm next up to 20,000 pounds.
Residents here have been complaining that the steep and winding mountain route is too dangerous for heavy trucks. Last year, their warnings proved true.
In 1985, we had a fatal accident involving a young girl. A runaway truck ran down into her lane of travel, and fatality resulted.
We watched him smash her car, and then he pushed her backwards through the field right there, and then he crunched her into the tree.
It's taken several years. It's tragic that it took a death in order to bring it about.
But if residents are grateful for the heavy truck ban, truckers are unhappy about it.
It's easier to get to 80 this way than go all the way around. What would you say to people who say that it's just too steep a grade for heavy trucks to go down safely?
I think it's just a steep a grade for later trucks to come down over. They can lose their brakes just as easy as we can.
Whatever the trucker's feeling, they'll be subject to a $100 fine if they drive over Center Mountain.
Do you think this will save other lives?
I think it'll save a lot of lives.
Dan Fiorucci, Newswatch 16, Center County.
What goes up must come down, and the stock market has done both this week. Just Tuesday, the Dow Jones Industrial Average soared past the 1565 mark, an all-time high. But yesterday, the roller coaster plunged more than 39 points. That's the biggest drop ever, bigger than the stock market crash of 1929. And today, the industrial slid another 8.3 points to close at 1518.23. The question is, what does it all mean? That question was asked by a lot today, a lot of people at the Wilkes-Barre office of Thompson McKinnon Securities. Investors want to know what happened and what lies ahead.
Well, to help answer some of those questions, Thompson McKinnon Vice President Charles J. Golden is standing by live with us in our Wilkes-Barre newsroom. Mr. Golden, thank you for being with us tonight. Should we be concerned about what's happening on Wall Street?
Not seriously concerned in lots of ways. The market dropped 40 points because it went up 300 points in the last 3 months, and it is somewhat of a normal reaction.
Mr. Golden, what would be your advice then for the small investor, the person who's not up on all the ins and outs of what could be happening?
The small investor should not be concerned that just because we dropped 39 points, it is another 1929. The circumstances are completely different. The economy is in good shape, and the small investor should ignore this sell-off. If the individual is a trader, there may be an opportunity in the next week. We could go modestly lower from here, but our view is that stocks and the economy are going to behave well in 1986.
Now, by behaving well, then, do you mean that we can expect a rebound, so to speak?
We expect a little more indigestion here for the next week or two, but beyond that, we do expect stocks to go into new highs within the next 3 to 6 months.
Okay, Mr. Golden, thanks for being with us.
Thank you. Officials at the New Jersey zinc plant in Palmerton say they have some breathing room now that they'll be able to get low-cost natural gas through March. We've been telling you that the company has been threatening to shut down the Carbon County plant, seen here from Skycam 16, because officials say they're operating at a loss. Because of federal regulations, New Jersey Zinc had to switch from cheap gas prices from Transcontinental Gas Pipeline to higher prices from Union Gas. The PUC says it's okay for Union to charge New Jersey Zinc a lower rate until the end of March.
Of resolving the pricing situation, I think, is a relief to all of us, all the employees as well as management.
The plant in Palmerton is Carbon County's biggest employer.
Newswatch 16 continues with changes in government. A new DA was sworn in today in Luzerne County.
Plus, we'll tell you what the new director of Scranton's DPW plans to do with troubles facing the people who live in the city.
This is Chopper's store-wide 1-cent sale. It's 1-cent stational sale.
Look for this week's special newspaper insert for 1-cent coupons, like any flavor Adirondack soda, 2-liter bottle, 79 cents, and get another for 1 cent. 1 pound Price Chopper spaghetti, 29 cents. Get another for 1 cent. 1 pound Wilson Thornton Frank, $1.49. Get another for 1 cent.
Price Chopper's store-wide 1-cent sale. It's 1-cent stational sale. Don't miss it.
There is a change in command at the Luzerne County Courthouse. The new district attorney, Bernard Potchesy, took the oath of office, and there was a new first assistant today.
Newswatch 16's Mark Davis is live in our Wilkes-Barre newsroom. Mark, what is this about a new first assistant?
Well, Karen and Nolan, District Attorney Bernard Potchesy wasted little time in deciding who he wants as second in command. He selected one of the men who competed against him for the DA's appointment, and that was Kingston attorney Joseph Albert.
I, Bernard A. Potchesy, do solemnly swear that I...
DA Bernard Potchesy took the oath of office from his father, Judge Bernard Potchesy, before a packed courtroom. The new DA then made a promise to do the job to the best of his ability.
I do this with the incentive of my 2 little boys in mind, hoping that I can do something in this community to make it a better place to live.
Just minutes later, Attorney Joseph Albert of Kingston, who also had wanted to be DA, was sworn in as first assistant. Albert, with 10 years of experience as a prosecutor, has handled many major cases.
After all the years that I've put into the office and the number of major cases that I've handled, I felt that with the experience that I have, it would be fair not only to Bernie, but to the office and the responsibility of the office that I continue as a prosecutor, and I enjoy it.
Former First Assistant Joseph Giovannini also wanted the top job. When he wasn't appointed, he said he would resign. That resignation was effective today. Now, Albert's appointment keeps one of the more experienced attorneys in the DA's office. The 4th man who tries for the DA's job, Attorney Larry Clemore of Hazelton, tells me he remains undecided about his future plans. There had been some concern around the courthouse following Potchesy's appointment on Tuesday that there would be several resignations. Well, the Albert appointment ends speculation on his future plans. Mark Davis, Newswatch 16, reporting live from the Wilkes-Barre newsroom. Karen, Nolan?
Mark, what is the new district attorney's top priority, would you say, in his new office?
Well, we've asked that question of him several times, and he keeps saying that one of his top priorities will be to continue some of the drug and alcohol education programs started and really pushed by his predecessor, Mr. Gillespie. So we can expect to be seeing quite a lot of Mr. Potchesy going to schools and speaking to children about alcohol and drugs.
Okay, thank you, Mark. All week we've been telling you about Scranton's new mayor and his plans for the city. Well, the mayor brought with him some new faces. Newswatch 16's Mark Annick talked with the new head of the Department of Public Works to find out what he plans to do about some problems in the city.
It's Thursday, and in Scranton's Hill section, Thursday is garbage day. Getting the garbage picked up on time is just one of the responsibilities that falls on Paul Catalano. He's the new director of Public Works in the city, and he's got some new ideas about what to do if garbage collection ever gets behind again.
If the garbage is going to be late for one reason or another, the refuse pickup, that it will be properly notified through the media.
But garbage isn't Catalano's only job. He'd also like to get to work on filling in the many potholes around the city, and he says he'll talk to Conrail about making the ride over our railroad tracks easier.
So that a citizen or a visitor can ride down the street in a comfortable manner without hitting a pothole.
Catalano says his job is a big one, but one that's made easier by the people working in his department. He says everybody's been giving 100%.
Catalano points out that as in anything, his job has priorities. So if there's garbage to be picked up today, filling this pothole may have to wait till tomorrow. And he says if we have a foot of snow, the garbage may have to take a back seat. He hopes people here in the city understand the priorities. Mark Annick, Newswatch 16, Scranton.
Jerry Gartenberg and Action 16 are coming up with that hotline number for you Kodak instant camera owners.
Plus, Chief Meteorologist Tom Clark will have a heat wave of sorts, I guess, right?
Well, we're kind of seeing a slight shift in the jet stream winds here. And when we come back, I'll tell you what's going to happen this weekend. You're watching Newswatch 16 on WNEP, and we are proud to serve Montrose and all of Susquehanna County.
Yes, since
Pennsylvania, you can afford a Buick.
My dad owned a Buick, but he was a lawyer. And you know, I'm just starting out. I was going for one of those little import cars until I saw an ad for this Buick Somerset. I took a ride in it and checked the sticker price. And well, the rest is history.
For the next 2 weeks, your Pride of Pennsylvania Buick dealers are proving that if you can afford a new car, you can afford a Buick. Buick's gonna move ya.
It's the original Broadway play, Annie, with 2 shows on Saturday, January 11th at 4 and 8 p.m. and on Sunday, January 12th at 4 and 8 p.m. at the CYC in Scranton. Portions of the proceeds will benefit St. Joseph's Children's Hospital, and tickets are $10.50 and $12.50. You know, you really haven't lived until you've seen it live. You can charge tickets by dialing 1-800-USA-1234. Visa and MasterCard accepted. A Parties Unlimited production.
Many of you who have those Kodak instant cameras have been calling photo stores and us, asking about a report that Action 16 and Jerry Gartenberg did last night. Kodak has been ordered to stop making all instant cameras and instant camera film following a lawsuit brought by Polaroid.
Jerry has been taking many of those phone calls. Jerry, what do people want to know about all this?
Well, Karen, not surprisingly, what they want to know is just how Kodak plans to compensate them for the soon-to-be useless cameras. And I guess Kodak got the message. The company tells me owners of the instant cameras can trade them in for one of 3 items. Now, we're going to show them to you right now. A Kodak disc camera, which comes with 2 discs of film. A Kodak coupon book, which is good toward the purchase of any Kodak product. Or 1 share of Kodak's common stock. Now, these items are each valued at about $50. Some of the newer Kodak cameras that we're selling on the market recently go for about $80, so in some cases you could be losing a little bit of money. Now, Kodak says that it plans to run ads in magazines and newspapers over the next week, actually next week, to tell people about this offer and how you can take advantage of it. But if you don't want to wait until then, you can contact Kodak at this toll-free number. It is open 24 hours a day, Monday through Friday. Here's the number, 1-800-792-3000. Now, folks, do not be surprised if you get a busy signal. That's what happened when I called. Just keep in mind that there are 16 million owners of those Kodak instant cameras out there.
Jerry, what about the people who may have more than 1 camera, maybe an old one and they got a new one for Christmas or whatever?
Yeah, Karen, it seems strange to think about that. You think they'd only have 1, but we actually got a lot of calls from folks who have more than 1. And Kodak says it will accept up to 3 cameras per household, and you can trade them in and get 3 items in return, any combination of the 3 items that we discussed. So that's how the deal is going to work. But check the newspapers and the magazine ads next week for more information if you don't want to bother with that toll-free number.
Okay, thanks a lot, Jerry. And we'll switch pictures and go out to the backyard to meteorologist Tom Clark. Hi, Tom.
Hi, Karen. How's everything?
Just fine. How's it out there tonight?
Well, it's gotten dark. A little darker than what it was an hour ago. Not a bad-looking day today, though. Plenty of sunshine and temperatures above freezing for a change. Didn't feel too bad, but the wind was biting just a bit. But I think that trend is going to continue for the next couple of days, above normal temperatures. And that shift in the jet stream we've been talking about means no big snowstorms coming in over the weekend. And I know a guy who just brought a brand-new snowmobile, and he's a little bit disappointed in that kind of news. Now, the temperature in the backyard now under mostly clear skies is 32 degrees here. Weather watcher Charles Swigert reports 30 degrees from Juniata County, just north of Liverpool. Dottie Clark in Mountaintop reports 29 degrees, and Kristen Schreck from Tannersville has 23 in her backyard. Now, the humidity is 30%, a very dry air mass over the state today. The wind southwest at 10, gusting to 20, and the barometer falling from 30.07. The high today, 35 degrees. A low this morning, 15. 61 and 7 below are the records for the date. A year ago today, the high was only 17 degrees. And a view today from Skycam, an icy spillway in Carbon County. Yeah, satellite view from a weather satellite orbiting at 22,000 miles above the Earth. But the space shuttle, if it ever gets off the ground, will orbit the Earth at only 200 miles. Weather problems down there tonight. You can see a lot of heavy cloud cover, and that could cause a problem for the attempted launch tomorrow morning for the space shuttle. Up to the north, we have a combination of weather systems affecting our weather. A high down to the south and a storm system up over James Bay. The airflow around those two systems forcing some mild air to blow in, drifting of snow across Michigan, and the wind gusts of 50 miles per hour. The wind will stay up here tonight, as will the temperature. Now, some mild air has been coming in with this. 41 in Duluth, Minnesota today, broke an all-time record. And a bit farther north, at International Falls, it was above freezing today for the first time since mid-November. A weak cold front will swing by tomorrow, but temperatures, for the most part, will be staying above normal for the next couple of days across much of the country because the jet stream is shifting north, up over southern Canada. But notice this little dip here, this little wave of cold air. That's going to move through and kind of prevent any dramatic warm-up early next week. Here's the sunrise time for tomorrow morning, and that will occur at 7:28, and the sunset at 4:53. For tonight, mostly clear skies and kind of windy out there. 24, that's kind of a mild low compared to what we've been having. 38 tomorrow, partly cloudy skies. Saturday looks good, a little cooler. Partly cloudy on Sunday, temperatures above normal early next week, but again, no dramatic warm-up, but we'll take it. We'll take it. See you at 11.
Okay, Tom. Thanks, Tom. And the Sports Watch is next with Joe Zone. Joe will tell us why the latest member of baseball's Hall of Fame is a little bit unhappy.
And Joe will also have the Sports Star of the Week.
January sale days are going on right now at all Faye's drugstores. Spectacular savings are waiting for you, like these economy 5-packs of Wilkinson Sword Retractor Shavers. Click, it's ready for shaving. Click, it's retracted for safe handling or travel. The Wilkinson Sword Retractor 5-packs are on sale now. 2 for 87 cents at Faye's. Be sure you shop the beautiful full-color January sale circular today. It's loaded with money-saving values from Faye's. Obviously not your average drugstore.
Yuengling was brewing premium beer back in 1956, in 1919, in 1860, and all the way back to 1829. 5 generations of the Yuengling family have been helping America quench her thirst for over a century and a half. What a tradition. What a great beer. Yuengling, America's oldest, is still America's best. And that's a promise from Dick Yuengling himself.
Excuse me, of all the tough cleaning jobs you'd use Top Job for, what's a really tough one?
The range. It gets splattered with greasy dirt.
Right, but greasy dirt also gets on walls.
Yeah?
And cabinets.
Uh-huh. Appliances.
No wax floors.
That's practically all over.
Yeah, just look. On the toughest baked on greasy dirt, Top Job outcleans ammonia and leading lemon cleaners.
Since Top Job cleans so much, so well, wouldn't Top Job be a better name?
And today was a great day for a certain baseball great, right, Joe?
Just one guy, Willie McCovey.
Yeah.
I tell you, I thought there might be some more. He'll stand up there all by himself, McCovey, when they put on the Hall of Fame induction ceremonies this summer. McCovey selected by the baseball writers, the only entry this year into the Hall of Fame. The commissioner and the new Hall of Famer together today to talk about the greatest achievement, I would say, for a ball player. You know, he hit more home runs than any other left-hander, 521, 18 grand slams. That's a National League record. Rookie of the Year and MVP, but none of those things were the highlights of his great career.
I think naturally every player is thrilled of playing in a World Series. I was fortunately to play in one, and I think that's something that every major leaguer should experience. It's just no other feeling like playing in a World Series.
There was a touch of regret from McCovey. He had hoped to be inducted with his friend Billy Williams, who missed being voted in by just 4 votes. He'll go next year. Now, you might think that a team that lost 4 starters from last year's championship team would be in big trouble this season. Not the case at Nanticoke, where the only returning starter is this week's sports star.
Last week, Paul Grafovich scored 47 points in 2 games. But the basket he'll remember the most came in a big win over Hazleton. In that game, Grafovich scored the 1,000th point of his career. The win put Nanticoke in the driver's seat of the Wyoming Valley Conference. Sure, the kid can score, but he has to do more than that for the Trojans to win.
He has to get his 20, 25 a game for us to win. And he's the type of kid who can handle that. And if he's not, he's a good kid to have because if he's not scoring for us, he's doing other things to help us win. He rebounds, he passes the ball well, he dribbles well, plays great defense.
My biggest asset is probably handling the ball. And the other guys are good shooters, too. So the thing I did is when we needed a bucket or two, you know, I went for it. But otherwise, I try to keep everybody under control. I just off, and everybody's been playing well now.
The Last year, when the Trojans made it to the state final game, Grafovich was one of 5 experienced starters. This year, with 3 of them gone, the game is more of a challenge.
Last year, I had a couple guys that started a couple years, so it just wasn't all me, you know. So now I have to be the leader out there. Last year, I didn't have to be the leader.
Paul, 47 points in 2 games, and your 1,000th point of your career is a WNEP TV Sports Star of the Week. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you very much. First time in 28 years, college football attendance down. I don't think it's anything to be concerned about. We're only talking 340,000 fans. That's less than 1%. Michigan led the nation for the 12th year in a row. Of course, they do have the largest stadium. 100,000 a game turned out for the Wolverines. Tennessee is second in the attendance chart. Ohio State third. And Penn State fourth, 84,316. He led Bloomsburg to the national semifinals this past season today. Head coach George Landers, interestingly enough, named the Kodak National College Coach of the Year in Division II. That's all of it. Give tonight your best shot. See you 11 o'clock.
Picture perfect.
Coach of the Year.
Okay,
Thanks,
Joe. Thank you. Newswatch 16 will continue with getting the word out.
We'll tell you about a $1 million plan to tell the world about living and working in Scranton.
It's been a long day. Let's go to bed.
Honey, there's something I'd like you to sleep on tonight.
Oh?
I think we should enroll in Union Fidelity's Guaranteed Life Plus. It's an insurance plan for folks aged 45 to 74 that guarantees our acceptance. I called their toll-free number for free information. It came in the mail today.
Sounds great, but we bought life insurance years ago.
Yes, but we both know how the cost of living has gone up since then, and our current insurance may not be enough. They say in this brochure that because of inflation, a $20,000 insurance policy bought 10 years ago is now worth less than $10,000.
I had no idea. But how does this insurance plan help?
It pays top dollar cash benefits over and above our present coverage. And we don't have to take physical exams or answer a single health question to qualify because we can't be turned down for any reason.
That's hard to believe. I mean, I'm over 50. This insurance plan must be very expensive.
Wrong, dear. It's $4.95 a month.
$4.95?
I've compared other plans, and that rate is among the most affordable on the market for this type of protection.
I'll say.
That's a group rate. It won't increase for as long as we keep the coverage.
No physical exam? Nope. Sounds great. Plus it covers both of us.
Yep. And you know how important that can be for a family. If something should happen to either one of us, that cash would sure be useful in meeting financial commitments like mortgage payments,
monthly bills, final expenses,
completion of the kids' education.
I don't think I have to sleep on this at all. My mind's made up. Let's mail the enrollment form right away, for our sake and theirs.
For $4.95 a month, you too can be protected. If you're age 45 to 74, call this toll-free number today. Call 1-800-247-5600, and we'll send you a free information kit on this important guaranteed life insurance plan. Call right now, 1-800-247-5600. Operators are standing by.
Finally, tonight is a $1 million plan to try to sell the city of Scranton to tourists.
It's called, appropriately enough, the Scranton Plan. Newswatch 16's Joe Ducey is live at the Hilton now, where they're kicking that off. Joe?
Well, Karen Nolan, this is the kickoff party for what could be called the new and improved Scranton Plan, a 5-year plan. The original 3-year plan ended early this year. Now, if you haven't heard of the Scranton Plan, you're probably not alone. Basically, it involves local economic officials and local business people who get together to try to sell Scranton to the country, try to attract business here through national advertising and meeting with companies, etc. Now, officials say the 3-year plan was a big success. Let me throw a few numbers here at you. Attracted $54 million in new capital investment. 19 new companies came into the area. 42 local companies expanded, including Emery and Harper and Rowe. And probably the bottom line, the most important to the people out there, almost 3,000 jobs were either created or retained in the area. Now, officials say the next 5 years also look bright, especially in the high technology and distribution areas. This is where they're going to concentrate their efforts through national advertising. They've doubled their budget and are using advertising, highlighting the local companies that have come to the area, testimonials like why Ingersoll Rand is pumped in on Scranton, that type of thing, trying to attract business here. Their goal is to bring 50 new companies into the area and retain 5,000 jobs. Joe Ducey, Newswatch 16, live in Scranton. Karen Nolan?
Thank you, Joe. That's Newswatch 16 for a Thursday.
Be sure to join us tonight on the update when we'll show you how one ski resort in our area is making naughty skiers fun nights.
For the team, thanks for being with us.
Enjoy your evening.